All right, we're live, and I'm in Discord, voice chat, as well as here on YouTube, doing the AI dungeon. I've got a program called Cathodimer doing my visuals using both of my webcams today. It's available on Steam. It's pretty good. I like it. Anyway, let's see. Should I drag this window up a little bit, huh? This is cool. All right. Yeah, that'll do. Solid. Okay, so AI dungeon. How's that look? Yeah, it looks better. Okay, great. Prompts. What do we got? Let's do some featured scenarios. Let's see what we got. Ultimate AI Dungeon Emulator. The AI tries to emulate other systems like PC and Mac. It works, just need to create a user. Alright. We'll give it a go. Wait, it's not safe for work. I'll give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Let's see. I want to turn on the AI narration since I'm not talking to anyone in chat today. Oh man, never be able to change my username. Ah, wild. All right, let's change the settings so we can get some narration. Boop-a-doo. British female. Okay, so welcome to Windows 9. We will now create an account for you. Pick a username for your account. You'll never be able to change your username again. Enter a username. Note this is the only account allowed on this computer. If you create an account for someone else, you're permanently banned. Permanently banned from the internet and all Windows operation systems forever. Okay, that's crazy. Okay. User Doc Hudson. That's a good name.
Passwords do not match. Please try again. Password 636 VMJHRGM password WG2ZFGHWQ password and KG DH and TB. Welcome to my desktop. Depending on what components I have installed, you may or may not have a webcam attached to this computer.
That's fair. I may or may not have a webcam attached to this computer. Make sure I get the chat up on my little hacked Kindle Fire device. Let's see. Last night's live stream up. What should we do next? I don't know. I don't. So, may or may not have a webcam. I guess I'll tell it I have a webcam in a second. I have two webcams. That's what I'll tell it. It's the truth. But let's find my stream on my tablet. That's a good looking thumbnail. Good looking thumbnail we got here. This is a good looking stream. All right. So that's that. That is that. All right.
I also have a fully functioning API for any and all of my programs to use. You have been logged into this account. If you ever need to switch to someone else on this computer, simply click on the username at the bottom right of your screen and choose another username. I'll always be here to provide you support, but I can only communicate with you through this screen.
Okay. Run. Run emotionalsupport.exe.
To talk with me through our text boxes. If you need to speak with a human, please go to link removed support.com and choose the option to speak with a human representative. Good luck on your work.
Load URL. www. Oh wait, let's do the full stupid HTTP. support.com.
Username equals doc.
I've been logged out.
Goodbye.
Alright, log in.
You have been logged out.
Come on. Come on. What? What did you say? Did you say hold on? Did you say hold on? You giving me nothing? I've been logged out. Come on. Show me something, computer.
You have not logged in. Password. Enter your username or password.
Okay. I don't know why I'm Doc Hudson. It just sounds right.
Exclamation mark.
Welcome back, Doc. Thank you. Okay. Run.
To begin, run directtower.x to play online. Run minecraft.x to play with friends. Run lastprogram.x for more info. Goodbye, and have a nice day.
Let's check my stock portfolio. I spelled portfolio wrong. But you know, it'll get it. It'll get it.
Run checkers.x, run comradery.x, run rock paper scissors.x, run
What
how to
are you
build
doing?
an oil
This is
rig.x,
insane.
run
What?
fleet.x, run lastprogram.x to exit.
Wow, that is crazy. All right. Wow. It's wild. All right. Well, Spleef.
You have not logged in. Password. Enter your username or password. This computer
That's enough
is
out of you. That's enough out of you. Scenario generator. Doc Hudson. We're a robot. Robot. Music producer. Digital audio workstation. What am I wearing? A sweater and pajama pants. Special trinket. Magic guitar pick. America. This will be good.
Kobold warriors every
Whoa,
night.
what?
They steal our resources and
What?
kill
Whoa.
our livestock.
What?
We have attempted to fence our farms in, yet the kobolds simply dig under the fences. We have attempted to put traps down, yet the kobolds dig up from below and spring the traps instead. The criminals hide underground and simply wait until the sun goes down before they strike. We need help. Please, save our farms.
What? Let's try this again. You are Doc Hudson, a robot music producer. You fight with a digital audio workstation, are wearing a sweater and pajama pants, and in your possession you have a magic guitar pick. Eager to leave your dull life behind you, you purchase a map of a distant land known as America from a traveling merchant, then hire a ferry to sail out there. The ferry docks and you are let loose in the large coastal town of Ceylon, ready to set out in this new land. During the ferry ride, you learned of the vast opportunity this town has for eager adventurers such as yourself. Unfortunately, you may have arrived too late, as you see a myriad of armor-clad individuals traveling out and around the city with purpose. You are afraid you will not get much choice in what quests you can partake. You arrive in the town square at around midday and glance at the bounty board. It is almost completely barren and only one quest letter remains posted up. You hope it is something worthy of your time. You pull down the letter, which bears the seal of the Ceylon Town Council. It starts with a printed forward written by the Town Council, which reads, "Dear adventurer, our humble hamlet of Ceylon has been besieged by a myriad of problems as of late. This bounty hunter offers up to 1,200 gold for any adventurer who aid our town in solving the following problems." Below that, scrawled in rough handwriting, contains the following: "Adventurers, please help. Our farms on the outskirts of Ceylon are beset upon by kobold warriors every night. They steal our resources and kill our livestock. We have attempted to fence our farms in, yet the kobolds simply dig under the fence. We have attempted to put traps down, yet the kobolds dig up from below and spring the traps instead. The criminals hide underground and simply wait until the sun goes down before they strike. We need help. Please save our farm." Okay. Recruit the kobolds for a large and lucrative music project. Recruit your second companion? Oh, alright. Maybe the kobolds will be...
After a long and involved discussion with the kobolds of the Ceylon outskirts, you see that their leader, Chief Grotesque, has wonderful talent. The orc is actually a bard of great renown among his kind, and he promises to recruit many more kobolds to your cause if you can help him out.
Okay, produce the hottest mixtape of 2021 for the highly talented kobold bard Chief Grotesque. The hottest chart-topping mixtape. Using my digital audio workstation. Using my music production abilities.
You meet with Chief Grotesque, who flatters you greatly by saying how you look like a tall, less wrinkly version of the great Khan who once ruled all the orcs. You accept his compliments and invite him back to your humble one-room apartment where he can hear your wonderful music. Upon arriving at your home, Grotesque is eager to hear your work.
All right. Play my entire back catalog of recorded works on vinyl for Grotesque to hear and critique. And critique. As I will value the feedback he provides on my songwriting. Okay.
After a few good hours of music, Grotesque nods and smiles. This is truly beautiful and masterful work, he says. You are very talented. He grins. Perfect. I will now compose the song that we will use to save my people. You nod. Grotesque runs from your home and you never see him again.
That does not happen. Home. Ready to record his magnum opus. Hey, Faye. Let's see. Boba milk tea. So you like Boba Fett because you like boba milk tea. That tracks. Faye from Cowboy Bebop is a good bounty hunter. I do like her. I like the way she's drawn. Sort of like Jessica Rabbit. Classic anime character, Faye from Cowboy Bebop. So let's see what happens next.
He hands you a sheet of printer paper, on which is the lyrics to the song. This is the song that will free my people, he says with a grin. Thank you for your help. You lead him to your piano, where he seats himself beside you. You play his melody as he begins to sing. We are the kobolds of old. We are always beneath you.
This is really good. We are the kobolds of old. We are always beneath you. All right, you know what? All right. You begin to weep tears of joy as Grotesque performs his masterpiece in its entirety. The complete lyrics to Grotesque's to Grotesque's brilliant song are as follows. Most brilliant song.
We are the kobolds of old, we are always beneath you. We dig and delve, but our work is sullied. For we are the kobolds and never enough. We thank the dark gods for mercy. We thank the dark gods for justice. We worship the dark gods in fear. We serve the dark gods in darkness.
Wow, that's so good. Oh man. Oh, Faye, I hope you heard that. That was really brilliant. Oh gosh. We are the kobolds of old. I gotta save this and record that. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, thrilled with how the kobolds, with how, Grotesque's ballad, the kobolds of old sounds. You suggest Grotesque might record a B-side to be distributed with the song The Kobolds of Old as a single. And you ask Grotesque if he has another song in his repertoire that he could record today.
Yeah, I have another one, Grotesque says. It's a little ditty I wrote on the bus ride back from the last town we plundered. You nod, and hand Grotesque the microphone as you set up the recording equipment.
Grotesque. It's like launches into the song he wrote on the bus ride home. It's the song. All right. The lyrics, the complete lyrics to this song Grotesque wrote on the bus ride home are as follows. Let's describe the song a bit first. First, listen to the song he wrote on the bus ride home. It's a bluesy, dirty, catchy little jam. And you know it will make the perfect B-side for the kobolds of old.
Once upon a time, I was a rich man with a rich man's habits, but I was looking for more than my lord could provide, so I took what I needed and I hit the hills, but those hills had claws and they cut me open. Now I pay for those choices and that lord owns me still. That's how poor Grotesque got his name.
Damn. Damn, Grotesque. That is absolutely beautiful. I am truly moved by your musical and lyrical skills.
Grotesque beams with pride. Thanks. He beams. I've been working on that one for a while. You nod in agreement. Well, we should go ahead and make sure this album is ready to send off to the record label.
Oh my goodness.
You say. Grotesque nods in agreement.
Alright, so let's go ahead. Alright, so... Alright, working late into the evening, you and Grotesque make the necessary phone calls and send the necessary emails to have the vinyl single of the Kobolds of Old, including the B-side, the song I wrote on the bus, pressed on vinyl. Among the people contacted is famed Kobold illustrator, Too Good. The art Too Good provides for the album cover of the Kobolds of Old is vividly described as follows. Is vividly described in great detail.
The album cover depicts a graveyard, in the center of which is a frightening kobold with a knife in its teeth, standing triumphantly over a dead human with a pickaxe. The kobold's face is covered in blood, and its eyes are wild.
I should record both of these songs as Grotesque and release them as a single. With this album art and those lyrics. This is so great. Oh man, that's really good. The album is well received by critics, with Pitchfork writing the following in its review. The single Kobolds of Old and its B-side, the song I wrote on the bus. Okay. So, Grotesque's debut single. Are well received by critics, with Pitchfork writing the following in their review. I'm writing the font. Alright. The following is, let's see, music review site, music review blog, music review website, Pitchfork. Complete review of Kobolds of Old and its B-side of the single Kobolds of Old and its B-side, Song I Wrote on the Bus. Okay. There we go. Bye, Faye. I'll see you later.
Reviewer 1/5. Oh good, this should be fun. A kobold that calls himself Grotesque has a new single and a B-side out. I'm sure I'll get dozens of emails telling me how this is the most brilliant music ever created, thanks to the sharp insights of kobold culture.
But 1 out of 5. Other music sites reviewed thusly.
Pitchfork 1.05.0, rating 2.0. Spin 3/10. NME 5/5. The songs are terrible, clearly ripped off of artists such as Pink Floyd and the Beatles. The songs also include kobold whistles and shrieks that are probably intended to add life to the music, but instead serve as annoying distractions. That enemy review is pretty harsh, you say. I don't think they would have given a human artist a 5.5. Grotesque nods in agreement. Yeah, that's discrimination right there, he says. We should sue them for hate crimes and get them shut down, you say. Grotesque looks up at you.
Okay.
Over the next few months, you file paperwork in an attempt to sue music review website NME for discrimination. The process is very expensive, and it quickly drains your funds. Unable to pay your rent, you are kicked out of your home. You find a small, seedy apartment in the worst part of town to make ends meet. Looks like we need a new plan to get money. You need to come up with a way to make money. You think back to your time in college, and an idea comes to mind. I think I have an idea, you say. What if we played some live shows? I could DJ and you could sing. Grotesque ponders this for a second. He he says pensively. Grotesque stares at you. What the fuck, man? He says. That's a
Well.
stupid idea. Grotesque considers this for a moment. Sure, Grotesque says. You pull out your laptop and show him bitcoin.com. Grotesque nods his head thoughtfully. Okay, I think I get it, he says. Over the course of a few months, you and Grotesque spend all your money buying Bitcoin.
Go on.
Unfortunately, shortly after your purchase, the Bitcoin market crashes and you lose all of your money. Unable to afford rent on your seedy apartment, you are forced to move into Grotesque's mother's house in the less desirable side of town. You never become rich from Bitcoin like you dreamed, and instead burn all your bridges in search of it.
That's rough. Okay, well. Alright. Search the cushions. The cushions of Grotesque's mom's couch for spare change.
It's nearly 5 p.m. and you've just woken up from a 3-hour nap. Grotesque is nowhere to be found. You're not sure if he found a job yet. He was supposed to look for one yesterday, but that's how it's gone for the past few months. You've both been relying on government assistance to get by. Grotesque holds up a quarter, then pockets it. I'm not hungry, he says. You stare at the floor in defeat. Your stomach rumbles angrily. You haven't eaten anything since yesterday's dollar menu cheeseburger. Yet Grotesque has somehow managed to find the willpower to resist the urge to eat. It would be a challenge, though. Ants can bite. You don't have a small stick, though. You've got a large stick, but that would probably result in you harming the anthill and its inhabitants more than helping. Then again, you're really hungry.
Totally. Legally.
Grotesque stares at you in disbelief. Are you insane? Grotesque asks. We can't eat ants. Why not? You ask. For one, it's not sanitary, Grotesque says. You can get sick.
What if we upturn the toaster and crumbs of burnt toast that pour out? Would you like to do that?
Grotesque considers your idea. Sure, why not? He says. You and Grotesque spend a few minutes flipping over the toaster and counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi until you hear a click. Soon, you've collected as many burnt crumbs of toast as you can find. You lick the crumbs off your fingers for several minutes. Grotesque says he tastes burning and feels like hot sickness, too. Still, it stops your stomach from growling, if only for a few minutes. You spend the next several hours flipping over the toaster again and again as more burnt bits of toast fall out. By 8 p.m., you're shocked to learn that Grotesque has quit his job at Hardee's. It's no use, Grotesque says. I just can't do it anymore. I'm not happy there. It's not what I want to do with my life. What do you want to do with your life, then? You ask. I want to be a professional artist, Grotesque says. Grotesque says he remembers. I have to try, Grotesque says. I'm quitting. Okay, then, you say. What else are you going to do? I'm going to apply to be a janitor at the community college, Grotesque says. That's the only job I can get.
hijinks. How do you spell hijinks? Hijinks. That's good enough.
Grotesque nods. That's a great idea, Grotesque says. Plus, I can give you rides to and from work in my uncle's taxicab. Perfect, you say. Over the next few months, you and Grotesque save money and live frugally. You're able to start your own savings account with $100 at your local bank.
The story's become depressing. Alright, let's see what else happens.
One day, you get a call at work from Grotesque. Come pick me up at the hospital, he says. I've had an accident. When you get to the hospital, Grotesque's left eye is covered with a patch and his hand is in a cast. His clothes are covered in patches of dried blood. I was cleaning the men's room when a pipe burst, Grotesque says. I used my body to stop the flood from destroying the entire community college. That was very heroic of you, you say. You drive Grotesque to his uncle's taxicab agency, drop him off and return to your own job. A few weeks later. Hi, a young woman says, standing behind you at the counter. My car broke down on the highway and I need to get it towed to a garage. No problem, you say. I'll have it there in no time. After you drop her off, you return to the office. A few hours later. Hi. I'm Jane. I work in the cubicle next to you. Oh. Hi, you say. Jane smiles at you. She has long, curly red hair and green eyes. She's very pretty. You are very, very confused. Have you met before? Maybe it's one of those dreams where you know you've met someone, but can't remember where. Hi, Jane says. I just wanted to introduce myself. I've noticed you working very hard. I'm sort of like you. I want to rise in this company. I'll try very hard not to be a threat to you. You thank Jane for her kind words and say that you hope you won't be a threat to her, either. Then, you get back to work.
Where is this going now?
A few weeks later. It's Friday. Wahoo! Jane says. Are you doing anything this weekend? As a matter of fact, I am, you say. I'm hiking up Mount McKinley. Wow, Jane says. That's pretty ambitious. I'm just going to catch up on some reading. You like to read books, right? You're walking through the woods with Grotesque, your heavy pack on your back. You've been on this trail for a few hours now, and you can see that the peak is just visible now, right over.
Oh no.
You hear Grotesque scream. He falls to the ground. You turn around and run to Grotesque's side. He's clutching his leg, his eyes shut and his teeth clenched. What happened? You say. Are you alright? No, he says. I was trying to get a kiss from the princess, and the darned witch put a curse on me. My leg is broken. You hear a rustle in the leaves, and turn around.
This is crap. No. No. Undo. Oh no.
You drop your heavy pack and run to Grotesque's side. He's clutching his right thigh, wincing in pain. I've been poisoned, he gasps. I need an antidote. You scan your surroundings for anything that might help. There's nothing but trees and bushes and long grass. Wait. What's that?
Good stream cough. Yes. Alright. I did not know this window wasn't see-through where it's black. I should fix that. Let's see. Chroma key. Nice. Yeah. Ah. Right. That's for the wrong one. Sorry. Oh. Well, there we go. There we go. Now it's see-through. I'm not sure if that's better. That's probably better. Okay. Moving on.
Come on, you say, lifting Grotesque to his feet. We need to find those girls and get you the antidote. You grab your pack, slinging it over one shoulder, and begin walking down the trail. Wait. Grotesque says. The trail loops around the mountain. The factory is this way. He points off to the left, away from the mountain. You follow Grotesque down an animal trail, which gets thinner and thinner. After a few minutes, it disappears completely. I think we've gone off track, you say. We'd better turn around. Nonsense. Grotesque says. This is the right way. He grabs a tree branch to pull himself up over a rock. And the tree limb snaps off in his hand. Before you can say anything, you and Grotesque are tumbling down a hill. You roll down the hill for what seems like forever. Every now and then you go airborne, sometimes into bushes, sometimes into small trees. Finally, you slam into a rock and everything goes black. When you wake up, it's night time.
Wow. Did not, didn't see that coming. Okay. Alright. It's crazy. It's nighttime. Alright, well.
You stand up. Your whole body hurts, but you don't think anything is broken. You turn around, trying to find Grotesque. There he is, a little further down the hill. He's unconscious and not moving. You start walking towards him, but before you get there, you slip in some mud and fall down again. You try again, and again, and again.
Call for help.
Grotesque. You shout. But there's no answer. You stand up again, then try the hill once more, and fall down again. You're not going to be able to reach Grotesque. You need to get help. But who can you get? Your only hope is to head back to the factory and get help from the foreman. Or perhaps Haygarth.
Go to Haygarth.
Slowly, painfully, you head to the factory. It's not easy going. Every few feet you fall down. But eventually, you make it back. There's no sign of Haygarth, but there is a note. To whoever has read this note. I've gone out in search of new workers. I should be back by dinner time tomorrow or the day after at latest.
What? Pardon me. Okay.
You lie down on your bed and go to sleep. Time passes. You wake up and look around. Haygarth is still not back yet. It's been 2 days since you arrived at the factory, and he still hasn't come back. You're starting to get worried and hungry. It occurs to you that perhaps Grotesque was right. Haygarth abandoned you. You limp out of the factory, towards where Grotesque's camp is. You can see the campfire flickering in the darkness, and you start heading towards it. It occurs to you that perhaps Grotesque was right. Haygarth abandoned you. You reach the campfire and say, Grotesque. The orcs eat their legs.
Oh, now it's repeating itself. Try that again. That does not make sense. You've forgotten who Grotesque is. Alright.
You walk down to the goblins' camp and introduce yourself. They all seem very friendly. Soon, you have a nice bowl of soup in front of you, and a bed to sleep on. Life is good. The next few weeks pass quickly. The goblins are an easygoing bunch. Once they get to know you, their chief, Grotesque, even offers you his daughter's hand in marriage. You wait another hour, then give up. Haygarth isn't coming back and you're hungry. You take a deep breath and walk outside. It's a nice warm day. The sun's out and the sky is blue. You sit on the steps in front of the factory for a moment and enjoy the scenery. Then you get up and begin to walk down the road.
Alright. Walk down the road willfully, whistling the tune to kobolds of old.
You see a sign that says Wyvern Bridge, 2 miles. You continue walking down the road. It's only been an hour and you're already tired of walking. You decide to rest at the next cave. Soon, you come across a large opening in the side of the mountain. It's very dark inside. Suddenly, you hear a loud roar.
Imitate the roar.
You let out an adorable roar of your own. The beast roars back and runs straight towards you. You run away before the dragon can roast, fry, or freeze you to death, or whichever way dragons kill their prey. It's been a while since you read about that. You climb up a large rock and scramble up a tree. The dragon tries to grab you with its claws but fails.
That's very interesting. The dragon. Let's bring it full circle. The dragon, if he thought the scathing review NME wrote about enemy gave grotesques chart topping power ballad kobolds of old was fair and reasonable, or if he thinks an enemy has their collective head up their collective ass. Boom.
The dragon stares at you, stunned. Excuse me? The dragon says. Never mind, you say sheepishly. No. Tell me. The dragon shouts. I love NME. I don't care what people say, I think it's a great magazine. The dragon roars in anguish. I thought you were the mailman. You're not the mailman, the dragon says. No. The dragon flies away in a fit of anger. Fuck. You decide to enter the cave. You walk for hours until you find a large room filled with sacks of coins. You smile, then turn around. A ghost is standing behind you, grinning through rotten teeth. Good day, the ghost says. You grab your sword and point it at the ghost. Get out of my fucking way, you say. I don't take requests, the ghost says. The ghost flies towards you, and the sword has no effect. The ghost touches you, and a cold sweeps through your body. You begin to shiver rapidly. You're freezing. Why can't I move? You groan in anguish. A few minutes later, you're back to your old self. Well? Hand over the gold, the ghost says. You hand over the gold and leave it in the room with the sacks. You run out of the cave, terrified you'll encounter another ghost. After hours of running through the wilderness, you end up at a tavern. Give it up for this guy. What's your name, friend? The barkeep asks. Tom Sparks, you say. You spend the night there, then get a room and sleep in it. In the morning, you hire a carriage driver to take you to the next town. You do some exercises to warm up your voice and launch into a beautiful rendition of Kobolds of Old. Oh, I'm a kobold of old. My heart it holds treasures untold. With friends like you, life is but a closed coffin. The sun no longer warms my face. Why cry for a life unlived? I'll turn to stone. I'd rather be serving than be the servant of another race. Kobolds of old. Kobolds are cool. They do what they're told. They're not like you. You're able to find large amounts of work to do, sweeping floors, cleaning bedpans, and such. You live in a small apartment in town and manage to make ends meet. Your main source of income are night jobs working as an Uber driver, which is completely safe now that the vampire menace is gone.
You know what? It's kind of a downer ending, but what? Just then, as you're thinking that thought, Grotesque, your old friend and collaborator, appears.
He's a ghost, floating an inch off the ground. Grotesque. It's been too long, you say. Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'd say so. By the way, I love the new lyrics. He gives you an high five, which goes right through your hand and into your arm. It's cold. What was that for? The high five? The cold? Both. Look, I don't have much time. I need your help. I was killed by an evil baron, trying to save a princess. You yawn. I've died twice before, Grotesque says, once when I was killed by the baron's men, and once when the princess poisoned me.
Alright, we'll end it there. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. Hmm. 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 Wild. Nice. I guess we're Tom Sparks.
The high five? The cold? Both. Look, I don't have much time. I need your help. I was killed by an evil baron, trying to save a princess. You
Alright.
yawn. I've died twice before. Grotesque.
That's wild.
The high five? The cold?
Well, alright. Let's do another one. Scenario generator. Stock market. Poverty. Politics. Basic income. Election. Protests. Duopoly. Populism. This will be interesting.
The nation is a republic with a stock market, with rich districts and poor districts. Thanks to the populists, an unconditional basic income was passed. The
Nice.
economy cannot sustain this, and protests are everywhere. The rich are angry, the poor even angrier. The country is in chaos, and two political figures are on the rise, Cyrus Titan and Ernest Faraday. Who will you side with?
Hmm. I might have confused the computer.
A week later, you get a call from him. Hello? You ask. Hey, it's me. How are you? The optimistic voice on the other end says. You recognize it right away as John's friend. Hey, A week later, you get a call from him. Hello? You ask. Hey, it's me. How are you? The optimistic voice on the other end says. You recognize it right away as John's friend. Hey, I'm fine. What's up? We should go through with the UBI plan. The economy will eventually flourish back to how it was before, due to the long-term effects of UBI. The people will be happy again and we can defeat the toxic messaging. Though you might want to put a stop to the protests, just say that the economy cannot handle it at this time.
Interesting one. Okay. Let's just continue.
Alright. We'll go through with the UBI plan. Great. I'll message you the details how we will implement it. The line goes dead and you look at the phone in confusion. You get a message. Hello, insurgent. If you're reading this, it means that you've given in to my demands.
Alright.
I suggest you don't try anything like this ever again. If you want to end my rule, you will have to work for it. The only way to do so is to go through with the implementation of the plan we've made, or at least make it seem like it's being done. Stay in contact. Good luck.
Alright. Where is this going?
Sincerely, the government. You sit in
Sincerely,
silence for
the
a
government.
minute, realizing that you're fucked 6 ways to Sunday.
Oh, of course I am. It's America. We're all fucked here.
Your mind is racing trying to comprehend this, but you're coming up blank. You're tempted to drink, but that won't help you. You could go out to a bar and find a girl to vent to, but that wouldn't help you either.
Computer's really on a tear. I like this.
You look at the phone again, tempted to send a message complaining about the message you got. Then it hits you. Someone else could send a message saying that they want out of the plan and don't agree with it. Then, your cover would be blown and you don't have to do it. Of course, you could try to implement the plan. It might actually work. You're not sure what to do. To be continued.
Alright. Let's try again. Yes. Good coughing. Into the microphone. On the stream.
Government-provided basic income has been legalized and implemented. Everyone receives a monthly paycheck, and
That's
money
good.
is provided for food, shelter, education, and more. For most people, this is enough to get by, but some people find themselves falling into poverty due to the ease of access to everything. When the reader opens up the first page of any of these stories, they will be asked to insert their name and gender. From this point on, all characters in the story will refer to them as this, and some characters may even be based off of them. If they are not comfortable being addressed by this name for the rest of the book, they can click a link to go back and edit it.
So the AI understands my options. Good coughing. I should stop that.
They will not be able to edit the name for any story they've already begun. From this point on, it is possible to comment on every single page of the story. The reader can either comment anonymously, or log in with their social media accounts and self-create an account on the website, of which a link will be provided on every page. Once they've done at least one of these things, they can choose to like or dislike every page. These options will be provided on every page, along with a button to continue. These are the options. This link includes everything mentioned above. From this point on, it is possible to comment on every single page of the story. The reader can either comment anonymously, or log in with their social media accounts and self-create an account on On a coastal town in northern New Jersey, there is a big building. Inside, there are many floors. Each floor is filled with different things. One floor has VCR repairmen and machines. Another has every episode of The Simpsons. Another has every single MC Escher artwork. Another has my mom's old wedding dress. Once, when I was 7, my friend David visited from next door. After he left, I grabbed his hand, put it in mine, and shouted that we were joined by God for all eternity. I've never told anyone this, but it is my belief that somewhere out there is a man with all of the 7 billion faces of humanity. He'll never be recognized, but you can find him if you try hard enough. I'm not mad. I'm just happy to have an infinite supply of cheeseburgers. I see life as a bunch of lights. You are born. It snows for a long time. You get bigger and taller, too. One day, you go out to a store and buy something. You go on vacation to somewhere with a nice beach, and you walk into the ocean. You come back. You get married to someone you love very much. The wedding is fun, and there is cake. You eat the cake. You get a car. The car breaks, and you take it to a mechanic. The mechanic charges you $200. You get the money from the bank. You put the money into the bank machine. The bank machine eats your money. You are very angry. You go home. There is no food in the refrigerator, so you go to the store and buy some food.
Wow. I like this.
You come back. You cook the food. Your wife eats it. You watch a movie. It is very boring, so you turn it off. Then, you go to sleep. You wake up. You brush your teeth. You enjoy a nice breakfast with your family. Your parents give you a ride to school.
Mm-hmm.
You go to class. It is boring. You see your best friends. It is fun to be with them. You are laughing, joking, and having a good time. Then, it is lunchtime. At lunchtime you are playing football with your friends. It is fun to be with them. Then, the bell rings, and you go to your next class. You are at home right now, and you are about to watch a movie.
So the documentary ends with you being about to watch a movie? Oh.
You go to the video store and rent a movie. You walk home and put the movie into your DVD player and push play. The movie is very interesting, and you enjoy it a lot. It is a great movie. You are at home right now, and you are about to watch a movie. You go to the video store and rent a movie.
It is the movie you are watching right now. What a fourth wall breaking. What a... What a meta plot. So documentary has just become our life. It's pretty great.
You're sitting in a room.
Kind of
It
Lynchian.
seems like you've done this before. You look around, and find that you are surrounded by 5 people. They all seem vaguely familiar, but you don't know why. It's
Okay.
as if you've forgotten something. Or, rather, someone. They call each other the Warriors of Light, although they don't seem very bright to you. Olive, despite her nickname, Olive is a pessimist. She is unfriendly to everyone outside her clique and rude to teachers whenever she can get
Okay.
away with it. She wears so much black makeup
What?
around her eyes that it's a surprise she can see through the cracks between the eyeball-shaped smudges.
Okay. Alright. Mm-hmm.
She has dyed her hair a variety of colors, although it is currently white with 2 long identical braids on either side of her head. Despite Olive's unfriendly nature, she seems to have made more of an effort to socialize with everyone at some point, at least enough for them to remember who she is. Has a serious attitude problem, according to John. Really mean, says Matt. Has a really annoying laugh, says Greg. Used to have a crush on me, but it was way too obvious and I had to gently let her down, says Mike. Matthew, the most popular guy in school, voted by the students as the one they'd most like to see succeed.
This is a weird one.
His good looks are only matched by his sportsmanship, charming to teachers and peers alike. He is remembered for once saying, "I don't plan these things, I just do them." When asked why he was late, "The guy's a born winner," as Tom puts it. Isn't he Captain Obvious?" says John. "Olive, he smells nice." Matt smells of soap. John smells like pepper. Olive smells of bubble gum. Greg smells of exhaust fumes. Tom smells faintly of dog food. You now know everything you need to know about the people in front of you. It's time to choose which one you will save and which ones you will leave behind.
Yeah.
You run into the room as fast as you can, closing the door behind you to block the oncoming fire. You heave a sigh of relief before a bullet flies through Olive's head, right between the eyes.
Oh.
She topples over onto the ground, and blood trickles out of her nose. John looks up at you, his eyes widening with fear. You turn around. Hello?
Oh, wow.
The person who killed Olive says. You recognize the voice immediately, the same voice that interrogated you. The person steps into the light, wearing a black hoodie with his eyes covered with a black ski mask, similar to what you saw in those crime shows. You take a good look at the rifle in his hands. An awful lot like the one you used in the training center.
Hmm. Go figure.
I see. So you want to join us? Yes, I think I do. You think? Be careful of thinking, friend. Thinking can hurt yourself more than any bullet could. Right. So what is this organization? We fund the campaigns of politicians, then pressure them into passing laws that unfairly favor our private financial interests, to the detriment of all others. Oh, and we also kill people who get in our way. Right, but what do you do with your profits? Don't worry about that. We'll find something to invest it in, if things go well. Any other questions? He pulls a cigar from his pocket and puts it in your mouth. How's that? Ha! Good one, kid. We'll make a villain out of you yet. He pulls a lighter out of his pocket and lights your cigar. You take a puff of it, enjoying the sweet taste of the smoke. After a few puffs, you finally get up the door. What are you doing? You turn around. Greg is standing there, a cigarette in his hands. Having a smoke, you say. I know that, dipshit. But why are you doing it? You're trying to quit. Yeah, so. Greg sighs. You know I don't support this, Jimmy. Too fucking bad. With that, you walk outside with your cigar and lighter in hand.
Oh, man. Alright.
I might smoke weed too, later. You take another puff of your cigar and throw it onto the grass. Greg shakes his head. He kneels down and grabs the 2 cannabis buds. He looks at you disapprovingly. This bud is for recreational use, not medical, correct? Yes. Then it's illegal. Since when do you care about the law? He takes the buds and crushes them under his foot, grinding them into the ground. He spits on them. You stare at him in awe. He grabs your cigar and does the same. Don't start what you can't finish, Jim. With that, he goes inside the house. You grab the collar of his shirt and pull him back. He turns around with the intent of punching you, but you bop him upside the head with your free hand first. Greg falls to the ground. You take a large drag off your cigar and exhale. That was pretty satisfying. The dragon's fury has been released. The next day, you arrive at the facility.
Nice.
You walk down the halls of the facility. The security has gotten a lot tighter since you were here for your graduation. This is due to the Loco warriors increasing in number. They've also started attacking head-on, and not with their usual guerrilla tactics.
I don't like these Lyoko warriors getting involved. It's not. Where can I get a cigar? I think that's fair. I deserve a
You
cigar.
sniff the air. There's a sweet smell, like something is smoldering. You follow the smell and find a janitor mopping the floor. Hello, you say. He looks at you, seemingly confused. He doesn't answer. He goes back to mopping the floor. You notice that he's not mopping a section of the floor that's already wet.
say, what gives, huh?
He looks at you, seemingly more pissed than confused now. He goes back to mopping the floor. You see a lit cigarette in his ashtray. You decide to fuck with him. You walk up to him and knock the mop out of his hand. He says nothing, but instead goes for the ashtray and brandishes the cigarette lighter at you. Noticing that he's rather...
He's rather what? Oh, I guess you want me to complete your sentence. Noticing that he's rather... interested in ancient languages. Good luck, buddy. I really fucked the computer with this one. I shouldn't do that, but maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know.
You speak in an old, dead language. Iternomigni cum demonibus confligendum est. This catches his attention. He seems to understand what you're saying, and he drops the lighter. He begins to back away. You begin to chuckle wickedly.
Le... tu... quai... qua... hui... wapu... kayan... nin... nini... ku... ya... ka... hui... ko...
The janitor begins to tremble. You notice that the ashtray begins to move towards him, as if being pulled by a magnet. He screams at it in terror and runs away. The ashtray stops moving. You pick it up and look at it. There's a post-it note on it with writing on it. You hear a satanic voice coming from the ashtray. Hello, son. Have you accepted the Dark Lords that live within your soul? Will you help us achieve infernal ascension? What? Infernal ascension. Power. Wealth. Women. Women. Yes, women. You want them, don't you? I love them. Let's join forces. Together we can achieve infernal ascension. Okay. You hear maniacal laughter before the ashtray stops moving. There's a knock on your door. You quickly throw the ashtray back to its original position and open the door. It's a girl with filthy blonde hair, light blue eyes, and a cute face. She looks at you for a moment.
How do you spell coladas? Hang on. How do you spell? I gotta. Pina colada. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Google.
She stares at you for a second. I'm sorry, I just don't feel that way about you. Can we still be friends? Well, sure, but can we still be friends if I tell you to roll for initiative? Of course we can. I like rolling dice. You're a dork. Anyway, let's go catch the bus.
Catch the bus to the WrestleMania with my new friend, with my new platonic friend.
You and your new friend sit there and talk about things as you wait for the bus to come. Eventually, it arrives and you enter. You arrive at your destination about 10 minutes later. You thank your friend for having a ride with her here and say goodbye. You walk into the lobby and see about 3 dozen kids scattered across the floor in front of a colorful screen. A little blonde girl looks at you and smiles. You smile back. Oh, all right, she says. Well, you've gathered a party of 4. Will you return to your quest or stay here and play games? You now have a group of 4 children. You're ready to go. Oh wait, you need a name for your party. How about the Glorious Party? No, that sounds too much like the President's Party. Demons? Nah, that sounds stupid. Oh I know, the Knights Who Say Nee. Yeah, let's go with that.
No. The Funk Connection. The Funky Flunky Spunk Connection. The Funky Flunky Punk Stunk. The Funky Flunky Stank Stunk Connection. Write Christmas cards. Or, send Christmas cards to all the other adventuring parties we're friends with. Signed by all of us.
This is awesome. Now you have to send out Christmas cards. Wow, that was a long time ago. How are you doing?
We're we're all grandparents at this point.
Oh great. It's you. We're all still doing well, enjoying life. How about you? What's going on in your life? I'll tell you inside. Great. So what do you want to know? I'm guessing you want to know what it's like to be a powerful wizard. Let's see. It's pretty cool, I guess. There aren't really any downsides except everyone is always kissing your ass. At first it's amusing, but after 50 years it just gets annoying. Yeah, I know, right? So what's new with you? I'll tell you inside. You follow Jordan up the porch steps and into his house. Upon entering, you see a giant marble staircase to your right leading up to the second floor. To your left is the living room, where you see a grandfather clock and an elegant wooden table sitting beside several luxurious-looking chairs. That reminds me, you say. Tell me about your beautiful clock. It's a family heirloom, actually, he says. My grandmother, says Jordan. She was a very powerful wizard during the Age of Exploration. She made quite a bit of money from selling magic items and spells to people in the New World. I didn't know that. You say, surprised. You then notice that the grandfather clock's hands are moving. They're moving backwards. An old family heirloom, huh? You say. That's rather ironic. Oh, says Jordan. Why is that? Suddenly, a bright light emits from the clock. It grows brighter and brighter, soon converting the entire living room into white. After a few minutes, it begins to subside, and you find yourself standing in an open field with Jordan. I think it was when I realized I had a crush on you, says Jordan. I see, you say. Are you still in love with me? What? No, of course not. Like I said, I was a teenager. You know how crazy teenage love is. I like wrestling, he says. Interesting, you say. Why? You see a dark figure appear in the distance, slowly walking towards you and Jordan. You pull out your laser rifle and point it at the figure. It continues to advance forward. You fire a shot. The bullet passes through the figure, doing nothing. It's not until the figure gets close that you realize. I'll be damned, whispers Jordan. Papa Shango, the legendary voodoo practitioner. I'm guessing you're here to give me that wrestling match. You are correct, says Papa Shango, in an eerie voice. Out of respect for you, I will not take up too much of your time. You can wrestle him when you get back. Very well. Papa Shango nods, and walks away. That was weird, says Jordan. But anyway, what did you want to ask me? Oh yeah. You say. I wanted to ask you. Which is better, Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Wars, says Jordan decisively. You're just a typical elitist nerd, Jordan frowns. Fine, we'll discuss this later. For now, though, we have a match to get to. You hear a car pull up to the mansion. The two of you get in the back seat of the car, and it drives off towards the city. After a few minutes, you arrive at a large building. That's pretty radical, Jordan says. We should go visit sometime. You nod. The car pulls up to a building, and the two of you get out of the car. You walk into the building, and find yourself in an empty, dark room. Then, all of a sudden, a beam of white light shines down on you from the ceiling, as spotlights start scanning over you. Master of the peak in days of old when magic was new and the mountains rose up straight out of the ground when the world was young and space untraveled and the Kobold clan ruled all long before orcs and before dwarves when darkness and evil had yet to take form. It was the Kobolds that ruled this world and the mountains. A scattering of cheers can be heard from the shadows. A man who looks like a slightly less pale version of you walks out on stage, carrying a black electric guitar. "That was Kobold of old," he says, in a voice that seems almost, but not quite, identical to your own. "This is." A pirate looks at 40. He begins playing the song. A pirate, looking at 40, fighting against nature, praying for mercy. "Well, I used to be a rover, but it's time to think of returning to a shore nearby. I'll spend my remaining years nursing old memories and dreaming of times that have long since passed me by."
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good song.
You applaud the
good.
performance, as does Jordan. The man on stage bows and holds out his hand to help the pale female version of you up on stage.
Female
He takes
version
it
of me.
and walks up on stage. The two of you walk off the stage
Interesting.
and approach
male you.
Jordan. "Hello," the male you say, offering his hand to Jordan. "I'm me. My name's Jordan." "I like that we can all get along," you say, as you shake both of their hands. The three of you begin walking down the street, talking about music and the concert. After a few minutes, you realize something. "Hey," you say. "Where's Peter?" "Oh, he ran off to go home a few minutes ago," he says. "Was he happy with the concert?" you say, looking at Jordan. "Oh, yeah," Jordan says, smiling happily. "He really liked it. I'll bet he's a good kid," he says. "Anyway, I think I better get going. It was nice meeting you too." "Okay," E says, turning around and walking away. "I'll see you two around." You watch as E walks out of the park and waves to you. "Who was that?" Jordan asks. "Oh, just an old friend," you say. "Is he a musician?" In a sense, you agree. "Come on, let's go home." You turn around and begin the walk back to your apartment. You put your arm around Jordan, and she sighs contentedly. Who was that lady you were talking to? Oh, her? That was just a crazy fan. I'm glad you don't have any, Jordan says. Not anymore, you agree. Besides, all my fans are female. I think the only males that like me do so because I look pretty. You are pretty, Jordan says, kissing you on the cheek. The two of you walk home, holding each other. You don't know what the future will bring, but you know one thing, whatever it is, you'll be facing it together.
That seems like a pretty good ending. Alright. Thanks for hanging out. We got a regular show at 2, so I'm going to get prepared for that and be back soon.